PPW legends Jerry Lynn and Mikey Whipwreck. Now, let's welcome your host, Mike Freland.
Welcome to another Tuesday night of Front Row Material and Future Stars Now. My name is Mike Freland, soon to be joined by my partner, the Ritt. We've got a great show for you guys tonight. Desean Pratt from PPW is going to be joining us here. He's going to be taking on Bobby Fish. It's going to be a great match. That's going to be one of the main cards to this coming Saturday on PPW's 8th anniversary show. We're going to get to that as well tonight. We're going to go over the entire card, talk to you about all the big matches that are going to be happening. And if you're in the area, we're going to tell you all the details about what you can do to be a part of the big event. So before we get to Desean, so many things I want to go over here since the Ritster isn't here with me. Big weekend that we just recently had in wrestling. Love to know what some of your thoughts are regarding the big additions to AEW. Some people are a big fan of some of the additions. I have talked with people recently who says they are not a big fan of the recent additions. I'd love to get your thoughts on this. Do you think this is going to be something that's going to be good for the company long term, or do you feel like this is more along the lines of something that's going to be short term? So if you have some comments or questions about the future of what we think this can lead to, or if you're a big WWE fan and you say, no, I'm going to ride the ship out with this one. I feel like we're going to stay the course and things will work out. I would love to get to know your thoughts. So many things to talk about here. The first thing I want to mention here is the big show that's going to be coming up this Saturday in Broadhurst, Pennsylvania. It's going to be PPW. It's the 8th anniversary show. There are so many big names that are going to be part of this show. Formerly known as Buddy Murphy, he is going to be live at the show as well. He is going to be doing a seminar, a 3-hour seminar for prospective professional wrestlers. He'll be doing that. That actually is out. It is sold out as we speak right now. But you can also still get the VIP package. Now, this VIP package is incredible. I'm going to go over some of these details here with you. You can get autographs from all the stars. You're going to get a chair to take with you from the event itself. That in itself is worth the price of admission. So it's $160. As of right now, I do believe they still have some packages that are available right now, but you don't want to wait. You want to go to ppwrestling.com, go ahead and make your purchase because you don't want to be left out and be ones looking in when there's no other tickets available. So our guests tonight are going to be Desean Pratt. Unfortunately, we just received some news that Hyan, who was supposed to join us as well, is not going to be here, unfortunately. Due to some traveling, she is in the UK right now, was expected to be in the United States, is going to be heading back into the United States, but unfortunately, the scheduling just kind of got a little mixed up. So unfortunately, it is going to be myself and Desean Pratt. We're going to go down a big history of what his career has been leading up to this big event at PPW. But before we go anywhere, I do want to step out for a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the entire card of PPW. It is the big anniversary show. We're going to be joined by the Ritt coming up later on in the hour as well. So guys, don't go anywhere. So much more is coming at you. This is Front Row Material Live and Future Stars Now.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy, it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan. Too sexy for Milan, New York, and Japan. Take it. And I'm too sexy for your party. Too sexy for your party, no way. I am disco dancing.
I'm a model, you know what I mean, and I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. On the catwalk, yeah, I do my little turn on the catwalk.
for my hat. Too sexy for my hat. What do you think about that, Holden?
I'm a model, you know what I mean? And I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. On the catwalk, yeah, I do my little turn on the catwalk. Slam, jam, jam.
Ooh, yeah. Bang, bang. Dig it. Oh, yes.
Yeah, such good shit. What a maneuver. I'm a model, you know what I mean? And I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. On the catwalk, yeah, I do my little turn on the catwalk.
Well, I'm too sexy for my cat. Too sexy for my cat. Poor pussy. Poor pussy cat.
I'm too sexy for my love. Too sexy for my love. Love's going to leave me.
That's ridiculous. Was that any good? Oh my God.
Welcome back. This is Front Row Material Live and Future Stars Now. I am Mike Freland, running solo this evening right now. The Ritster will be joining me a little bit later on. We are still waiting on Desean Pratt, who will be joining us this evening. If you guys tuned in at the top of the show, we did let you know that due to some travel changes, High End will not, unfortunately, be able to join us this evening. Sometimes in wrestling, that's just kind of the way it is. But with that being said, I do want to go ahead and I want to talk about some things that are going to be coming up here with PPW. Now, we've been talking all week about all the things that are going to be happening at PPW. And a big thing that's going to be happening here is major stars are going to be invading PPW. Obviously, Matt Sydal, Fuego del Sol, Cass XL, formerly known as Big Cass in the WWE, Enzo Amore, now known as Enzo, and Buddy Murphy, who was in the WWE. They are all going to be a part of the big event that's going to be taking place this coming Saturday, September 11th at PPW. So if you are in the area, I highly recommend you go on over to ppwwrestling.com. You go ahead and you click on shop. It's a real simple process. You go ahead and click on tickets. You can put in how many you're needing, and then you click submit. And hopefully there's still tickets left, because the last time we checked in with the promoters, there was very few tickets that were still remaining, but you may be lucky enough to still get some tickets. With that being said, we are also going to be a part of the live red carpet wrestling preview show that is going to be happening Saturday night as well. Myself, the Ritster, and Fightful's Kate Hensler will be joining us live on this channel. We're going to be part of the Fan Fest as well, the meet and greets. We're going to be bringing you live footage from the meet and greets. We're also going to be talking to fans as they enter the building for the big night. We're going to be capturing some of the stars of the show as they come to and fro in the locker room, and we will be bringing it all to you here on our Twitch channel. So many exciting things are going to be happening. We're launching our big week build-up to PPW. It has been something tremendous. So each night of the week, make sure you tune into this channel. We are going to have all different kinds of interviews with everybody that's going to be, or pretty much everybody that's going to be on the card this coming Saturday night. So just want to let you know, if you are in the area, definitely stop on by, and maybe you can get tickets at the door. Most likely you will not be able to, but you know what? You can always join us here live on this Twitch stream. So the card itself is huge. There are so many different matches going on here. I'd like to know what some matches that you are most looking forward to. I mean, the card up and down is going to be huge. Are you looking forward to seeing some of these stars that we had seen in all different promotions, such as AEW, such as Ring of Honor, such as MLW, such as former WWE stars now that their contracts have expired? Who are you most excited to see? Also, something to keep in mind, we always recommend that you support all types of wrestling in your area as well. Any type of independent wrestling. Different armories, different venues across the country all hold really, really good wrestling shows. So definitely go on Google, check out the ones that are listed in your area, and you will be able to find that and support them. A lot of these wrestlers are getting their starts. These are the future stars, and you're seeing them now. That's kind of a big reason why the Ritster and I are working on future stars now, because we want to bring you the most exciting stars in the wrestling industry before they become household names. You can say, I knew them when I saw them on Future Stars Now. So I'm going to go over the card, but I do want to open it up to you guys at this point in time. Was there anything that you saw this past weekend in the world of wrestling that piqued your interest? Was there anything that surprised you? Obviously, we know that CM Punk is now officially with AEW, which is an exciting thing. Some people had some criticism about CM Punk in his debut. During the media scrum after the big event, some fans actually said that they thought he looked a little blown up, or he didn't look quite the way he used to look. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, so it'll be really interesting to find out what exactly is on your mind. Do you think he looked good? Do you think he didn't look good? That'll be interesting. The big reveal that Bryan Danielson is now officially in AEW. The Yes Movement has made its way to AEW, along with the big surprise of Adam Cole. Which one of these do you feel is going to be more impactful when it comes to the roster of AEW? So many questions. All Out was a great show. We're going to go over that as well tonight. But right now, let me go ahead and let me bring in my partner, the Ritt. Ritster, it's good to see you, my friend. How's your evening going?
It's not going too bad. Slight headache, but we're going to work through this.
Good deal. You look good, though. Still bald, still follically challenged, but you know what?
Hey, but I still got the best T-shirt in the business.
You do. Let's take a look at that T-shirt right there, you guys. That is the brand new Front Row Material shirt that is limited edition. We made the order. We may get more. We may not. This may be a one-shot deal. So, Richard, go ahead and pull back again so people can see that. So it has your traditional Front Row Material logo, but right in the middle, it's the intersection of Ritt and Freland. I think that's a great addition to the original logo, and you can get your shirt right now for how much, Ritt?
$20 Americano. If you're in Canada, it's going to be a cool $30.
$20 if you're within the continental United States. Obviously, if you're north of the border, it's going to be $30 because you got this shipping and duty thing, and I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Canada. Why can't they just be normal like everyone else?
Hey, it's crazy.
I agree with you. I was just kind of mentioning to everybody that, we got the big event happening with PPW this coming weekend, that we have a huge lineup that's going to be coming on between now and Friday, the big buildup. Then you and Kate Hensler from Fightful are going to be at the show. We're going to have cameras everywhere. We're going to be grabbing interviews with people, and there's going to be a meet and greet. We were talking about how there's going to be a 3-hour wrestling seminar as well. That's already been sold out. First row and second row, I believe, and third row at this point in time are sold out as well. So I don't know. If you're going to go, you might as well get your tickets right now.
Well, I'm not really 100% sure, but we do have Desean Pratt in the back in Gorilla right now.
He's ready.
I'm not sure if he just wants to do audio or do video also, because there is no camera on. So if you can hear us, Desean, we're going to bring you in.
You ready to go ahead and bring in Desean Pratt, who's going to have a big match at PPW. Sean, are you there with us?
Yeah, man, I'm here. Sorry about that. I'm having a little camera issue right now, but I'm here, man.
Hey, it's okay. Hey, as long as we can hear you, they will come.
Sounds good. Yeah.
So obviously a big weekend coming up here with PPW, the big 8th anniversary show. You yourself have a huge match. Talk to us a little bit about your opponent and what's your mindset going into this.
Well, I mean, it's Bobby Fish. I mean, it's that guy's been around the world and back 10 times over. So that's going to be a big challenge for me. A very big one. But you know what? I got the eye of the tiger on my side, as cliche as that sounds. So it's going to help me out a little bit in this match.
Well, we actually talked to Bobby Fish last night, and we asked his thoughts and his opinions, and he said that you guys squared off many years ago, but he knows that you've even gotten better than last time.
Yeah, I mean, like fine wine, man. You just get better and better. You train for opportunities like these. When they come, you want to just be ready always.
When we talk about big matches and we talk about big events, I mean, I don't think anything gets bigger than this right now. Obviously, Bobby Fish, a big part of the Undisputed Era, which was it really he made, along with Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, and the list goes on, NXT what it was. So many people tuned in because they wanted to see the Undisputed Era. You're going in the ring with somebody who not only is incredibly experienced, but so many people are familiar with him. Is there any level of intimidation going into this match, knowing that he is still white hot right now, coming off of obviously his departure from WWE?
Absolutely not. That just makes me hungrier for this opportunity. That just makes me even more ready. You just saying that just got me even more excited for Saturday. I'm pumped. I'm even more pumped right now.
There's a lot of things that we could talk about as far as the show's concerned. It's going to be a big thing. Fans are going to be pouring in there. Ritster, I think the doors open at what time? Was it 4?
Well, if you got the Fan Fest meet and greet 4:30, the doors are going to be opening. Curtain, man, that thing starts at 7. And man, at PPW, Desean, you're a mainstay there. This place gets hot. Like they want everything, and these wrestlers for PPW give the fans exactly what they want.
Yeah, I mean that's what we're known for. I mean when you walk through that door, you're going to get an amazing show, up and down. I mean there's talent up and down the East Coast. I mean flying in for this event alone. So it's just going to be a great time for all to be had. Like I said, if you haven't got your tickets yet, please do, because they're selling fast.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that as well. We've been mentioning it at the top of the hour, how if you are in the vicinity, and what we mean by vicinity is if you're within, I would say at least a couple hours, 3 hours, you should definitely make plans this weekend. Leave work early on Friday. Make it a full weekend. Head on over to PPW. You got the Fan Fest, which is going to be amazing. And Ritt and I have been talking about this for a while now. You do the Fan Fest, and I believe it's $160, which sounds so reasonable for everything that you get. There's autographs, there's pictures, and you even get a commemorative chair from the event. Am I correct in that, Ritt?
Yeah, you get this all. And, man, I would have to up it. With this card up and down, if you're 4 hours away, it's worth every penny to sit there. Where else are you going to see this talent?
It's interesting. Ritt and I have talked about this also on numerous occasions, but you know what? Outside of all the different names that are coming in for PPW itself, Desean, is one of the, if not in the top 2 or 3 promotions, independent promotions in the United States, that the talent that you guys have in-house is phenomenal. Talk about what that's like, obviously. The locker room, all the atmosphere around PPW right now. It seems like a lot of people want to be a part of PPW, and how that feels knowing that you're part of something that is continuing to grow and to build and become a destination location.
Well, I mean, firstly, like I was those guys that wanted one of those guys that wanted to get in. I've always known what PPW was, just from hearing it from word of mouth and friends that have actually worked for this promotion. And I was just like, man, this is the place that I need to be. This is the place I need to be. And I worked my butt off to get there. Finally, I got in there, and with an opportunity, it was just one of those do or die, sink or swim. And thankfully, I swam, and I've been there for almost 3 years, and I'm getting the opportunities. But the one thing about that locker room is, man, they are always hungry. It's almost like a bit of friendly competition backstage. Like, everybody's ready to just go. Everybody's ready to just tear the house down, but just collectively as a unit, just make sure we get out there and give those fans what they want and what they can pay for.
Man, Desean, I was there at Aerial Assault, and I seen you and Davey Richards go at it.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't think that someone could take those kicks and those chops as well as you did.
You gotta be built different for a Davey Richards, man. You have to be built very different. You got to go in there knowing that you're going to get hit, and you are going to get hit hard. So, yeah, I had to train and condition for just an occasion.
Well, and then, man, a month later, now you're going in the ring with Bobby Fish.
Another striker.
This guy hits just as hard.
Yeah.
Like Desean. Well, you're already ready for the style, but yes. What can you do differently to throw Bobby Fish off his game?
I just got to come at him with something different. I just got to really just give him the unexpected. I know he's probably listening in, so he's going to be looking forward to this. But, I got to really just keep him on his toes somehow. He's an amazing grappler, grade A striker. I mean, people, if anyone that didn't know me would think I'm a glutton for punishment, going from Davey Richards to Bobby Fish the next month. But, these are opportunities and these are matches that I live for. These are matches that I train for. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready. So I hope he's just as ready.
We talk about a lot of different stars that are in PPW, and you are definitely one of them, and other names like Encore as well.
Yes.
Fans have really become so attached to you guys, and you are so beloved within the fan base of PPW. Talk to me a little bit about what that's like when you get to interact with the fans. I mean, whether it's coming to the ring, whether it's leaving the ring, or seeing them outside of the ring, just interacting with them. How does that feel when you have such a huge fan base that wants nothing but to come and see you guys each and every time?
It's humbling, extremely humbling. And it goes to let us know that we're doing something correctly. One of the things I was always taught is that no matter what we do in the ring, at the end of the day, the fans come first. The fans are first, especially, again, we have a job. We have a job to on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometimes Thursday, Wednesday night, whenever the night may be. We have a job for 2 or 3 hours to let them just forget anything, any issues, any problems, any whatever, to just suspend their belief for 2, 3, 4 hours, and that's something that, me personally, I take very seriously. So when I get fans that come up to me and enjoy my match, they tell me, "Oh man, you should be in AEW, you should be in NXT." Like it's a humbling thing, and it makes me feel honored, and it just makes me work that much harder.
When you hear things like with the comments you just mentioned before, I can see you in AEW or WWE or NXT, you have to look at it and you have to say to yourself, where I was and where I am now, and how I've grown as a wrestler and how I've changed and evolved. Talk to us a little bit about how you yourself, Desean Pratt, have changed from the beginning of your career, from the beginning of when you got to PPW to who you are now.
Man, it was a huge metamorphosis over the past 15 years. My first half of my career, I started with Chikara Pro. I was under a hood. For a lot of people that may not know, I was a part of the Osirian Portal, so that was a lot of fun. That was a good, fun 10 years of my career, 10 years of my life. But I felt it was like, okay, you know what? Let's evolve into the next thing. And that's where, Desean Pratt kind of basically manifested. And was more so I wanted to be me for a little bit. I wanted to give my shot at being me. And then I just really just spent a lot of time and just really just honing in on everything, character work, doing my studying, doing my research, following in some of the paths of the people that came before me, to kind of help, metamorphosize into what I am now, be it TV, movie, whatever the case may be. And I just stuck with it, and it's been paying dividends because people are actually paying attention. So, I'm clearly doing something correctly.
Well, Desean, a lot of people have known you in your tag team for one little YouTube sensation.
Oh man. Yeah.
So when you wanted to shed the mask, get away from the tag team, and focus solely on you, what was that process going like? Because you're starting pretty much from scratch.
Yeah, it was scary. It was really scary. Like, it was one of those, like, did I make a mistake? Did I, it was literally one of those, I was leaving the building and I'm just like, did I just make the biggest mistake of my career? Like, what am I doing? But it was just one of those, like, you know what? Give it a shot. Try it. See what happens. You never know what can happen. The worst thing you can do, the worst thing that'll happen is you fail. Okay, cool. All right, but what do? You get back up, you go to the drawing board, and you re-strategize. And yeah, like I said, the first 2-3 years, 2 years, excuse me, it was just very confusing. Because I was just known for this one character, this one shtick that went over very well with a lot of people. And it was a complete night and day. So it was definitely one of those. It was a very, very challenging aspect of my career. It was a very scary part of my career, and I wouldn't have changed it for the world, to be honest.
It's interesting when we talk about different wrestlers and where they've come and where they've been and where they want to be, because it sounds like a lot of wrestlers, have a definite vision of, okay, this is where I started out in my career. This is where I ultimately want to be. And things change in between. Life happens sometimes. What would you say is the ultimate goal for Desean Pratt? What is your mecca? What is the tip of the tip of the crowning point for you as far as your career? Is there something that you've always kept your eye on that you want to be a part of, that you want to do? What would that be in wrestling?
Man, oh wow. There's a lot of them, but the biggest one, I remember I told myself I wanted to do this when I was first coming into the business, was I definitely want to wrestle in the Tokyo Dome. Like, that's my big thing. I know it's like people's like, that's it, but no, like for me, that's like the pinnacle. Like, that's my Madison Square Garden. Just watching a lot of great matches when I was coming up and studying, and it was just something about the Tokyo Dome. It was just the atmosphere, the aura, just everything. Like, it was just literally just looking at that and going, yeah, I want to wrestle there one day. One day I want to get there and wrestle there.
So when it comes to the Tokyo Dome, are you a big fan of obviously following Japanese wrestling as well?
Yes,
and was there anybody that influenced you?
Oh man, I'm talking like, Kawada, Muda, Hayabusa. I mean, the list goes on and on. It was just when I really discovered tape trading, and DVDs. There was a guy, I forget his name. I think his name was like Clarence Mayweather. He used to come to all the shows with these amazing, just like box sets of DVDs. And I would just buy just All Japan, New Japan, Big Japan. I would buy like King's Road and watch Great Sasuke. And I was just like, yeah, this is it. Like, this is what I like. This is what I love. And I would just literally just spend hours just watching matches and over and over and over again, and just studying and just really developing a love for Japanese wrestling.
Well, Desean, I can definitely, this all makes sense now. You wanting to get, taken out, kicked and punched by, Davey Richards, now Bobby Fish.
There you go. It comes full circle, right?
Yep. It all makes sense now.
That's absolutely.
So let's kind of take a step backwards here. I mean, obviously there's so many things we can go into, but I think a big part of getting to know a wrestler is getting to know the foundation of who they are and where they came from. So, and this may be kind of a question that you've been asked many times before, but what first got you interested in wrestling, and what was it about wrestling that sparked your interest?
So yeah, it was one of those things that, like, I, as a kid growing up, I never knew what professional wrestling was. It wasn't until this one fateful Saturday afternoon. It was like cartoons was over. Usually I would go down the street and play with my best friend. at the time, but he wasn't home. So I came inside, I turned the TV on, and I'm flipping through the channels, and I see WWF Superstars. And I'm like, whoa, what is this? Why am I so drawn to it? Why can't I turn away? I'm like 4 years old watching this. And, again, you got the crazy promo video, the loud music and everything. And I'm just seeing this larger than life characters. Like bright colors, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, Hogan, Sergeant Slaughter, The Undertaker, the list goes on. And from then on, it was just, I was hooked. Every Saturday, like I would, beg my mom, hey, can you find wrestling for me? Can you find wrestling for me? And it just became an obsession, an obsession that like, it just, it just stuck with me. And it was just like, you know what? I think I was maybe 10 or 11 when I decided I want to try and become a professional wrestler.
Wow. So early on, you knew this is what you wanted to do. You were captivated by, I believe the word is pageantry that's used in WWE a lot.
Yes.
So you have this love. Was it something that was a wax and wane thing? I mean, as you were growing up, sports, high school girls, all that kind of stuff. Was there things that kind of distracted you for a while, or was wrestling always kind of one of those consistent things that you kept coming back to?
Always consistent. It was always wrestling. Always. Sure, those other things, growing up in adolescence were there, but wrestling took priority. Like I had to know what Stone Cold Steve Austin was going to do to Vince McMahon, that Monday night. And that what it is. Like, me and my buddies, we were literally like three-way call while we're watching it, and then and then flipping back and forth during the Monday Night Wars. Like, okay, cool. He's watching Raw, but like, oh wait, hey, I'm watching Rey Mysterio and Psychosis kill it right now. So hold on a second, like, keep me abreast of what's going on, like, and then we would flip flop. But yeah, man, it was just like one of those things. It was just like I said, it was just embedded in me. Like I never missed a Raw, never missed a SmackDown. I was watching wrestling Monday through Friday, or Monday through Sunday, actually. So, yeah.
Now, Desean, you mentioned WCW, you mentioned WWE. When did you get your first taste of ECW?
So, oh man. So again, that was one of my good friends around the neighborhood. Actually got me into watching it. So I come to him and I'm like, hey man, did you catch Raw last night? And he's like, sucks his teeth and goes, I don't watch that crap. You need to watch ECW. And I'm like, well, what's ECW? Like, what are you talking about? What is this? What's going on? He's like, you don't know what ECW is? And he just goes off on his rant. He's like, all right, dude, it comes on at like 5 a.m. Just go inside and watch it. Just don't even just watch it. And here it is. It was on a channel called WGTW up here in the Philly, Jersey area. And I'm watching ECW. And again, the first thing that catches me again is just like what is this? Is this even wrestling? I see tables. I see chairs. I see what is going on. And why can I not turn away? Like, I was just enamored. And then, again, larger than life characters. Sure, they didn't have the big production, but you know what? I didn't care. It was just like, yo, who are these dudes? Like, why is Taz so big and scary? Why is Tommy Dreamer just like a complete badass? Like, what is this? Like, why am I so drawn to the gangsters? Like, what is this? What is going on? And I go to my friend, I'm like, yo, that was amazing. Like, has this been around for like, when did this come on? He was like, dude, I don't know. I just found it. And he's like, I don't even watch WWE anymore. This is what I watch.
Maybe you'll agree with me on this one, or maybe I'm on an island all by myself. But to me, God, I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, but when you come across ECW for the very first time, just like you described to us, it's almost taboo. It was almost like what you're not supposed to see. It was almost kind of like when you're a kid and you saw the Scrambled channel, and sometimes the picture would stop and you would just stare at it. You were like, whoa, what did I see there? It was the underground. It was Fight Club. It was the dirty, just raw type of feel to it. They didn't, like you said before, have high production value, but it was these other characters that you're being introduced to that just felt real. They didn't feel cartoony. They felt like they could be people that are in your city And when they fought, Desean, it was a fight. It wasn't a wrestling match.
Yeah.
They were fighting for keeps.
It was gritty, it was grimy, it was dirty, and we loved it. Like
Yes.
it was definitely like a bizarro world for professional wrestling. But it was just like I said, but that was the allure of it. It took your run of the mill wrestling and amped it up by like thousands, and then like I always I told a buddy of mine, like I always loved like the underground grungy feeling, like they had the grunge music back then, and that's how like even then I got into a lot of the music that I enjoy now from ECW because of that. So like it wasn't just wrestling, it was musically that like it kind of helped me expand. Yeah, it was just an amazing part of my childhood growing up.
Well, Desean, you're loving ECW. You're watching wrestling 7 days a week. You're 11, 12 years old, and you're like, hey, I want to become a professional wrestler. So when do you start, looking into schools? I'm sure, you're waiting, later on in life, but are you, practicing moves, like the backyarders say, or, are you just more messing around with your friends? What are you doing?
Oh, I did all of it. I mean, it's funny. I know if my mom hears this, whatever, like I would be jumping off the couches. Like when no one was home, I would grab like her good pillows and just do flying elbow drops on these things. And, and like, it was just like, I don't know. The world was just my wrestling ring. Like I didn't care what it was. Like me and my buddies would be down in the playground, wrestling each other, and then, like I said, dating and then getting into the backyard scene when it was really popular, doing that, with a group of friends, and then just really really embracing the culture that it was. And all of that really just segued into me getting trained. Whereas like, again, that was like my first time, even remotely getting into a ring was in the backyard. Like they had, I had a group of friends, they had a 16 by 16 high spots ring in their backyard.
Oh, wow.
And yeah. And that's how, I got my first taste of the ring. Like I got over that fear. So when I started training, it was like, okay, cool. Like I kind of did this, but it's still scary. But, like I kind of got like a toe in what to expect.
A lot of people will say that they were influenced by, like what you said before, the Monday Night Wars. And even before that, I mean, when you were watching, like you said, Slaughter and the Ultimate Warrior and Hogan, and then obviously it led into the Monday Night Wars, which was so exciting to see. And when you're not a wrestling fan, people can't truly appreciate that era. When you talk about it, people don't understand it who are not on the inside. I feel like wrestling is so niche, but yet those of us who get it, I feel like we're this underground society that totally understands why we like it, and we get confused when people don't like it. So my question here to you is, was there any other people that you would hang out with or you would have fun with or whatever? Would you bring up wrestling to them, or was it something that they just knew that was your thing, and was everybody in on it? Or was there some people who said, that's your thing, that's cool, I don't like to watch that? And how did you respond?
Well, yeah, I mean, like everybody was entitled to what they liked, I had friends that didn't like it, that didn't watch it at all. They just completely were just like, no, like against it. I'm like, okay, cool, man. That's fine. Whatever. That's, you like what you like, you don't like what you don't like. But it was funny because it was just like, so it would be like sixth grade. No, I don't like wrestling. Whatever. Cool. But it was more like when 7th, 8th grade came around and Stone Cold Steve Austin came onto the scene. That's when everyone became a wrestling fan. Like these kids, the same kids that were like, no, I don't care about wrestling, I think it's dumb, would be like, yo, who is this Stone Cold Steve Austin guy? Why is he so awesome? And why is he kicking Vince McMahon's ass? And then it's just like, oh, dude, pull up a chair. I got stories for you. And I would just fill them in. And they're like, yo, that's what's really happening. So like, it was funny. Like it would be like, they would in the beginning just despise wrestling. But like I said, just like from that one moment, seeing that one character was just like enough for them to be drawn in just like that. Imagine professional wrestling.
I was going to say, Desean, I remember when I was in high school, it was funny. You never would think some of these people would watch professional wrestling. But on Fridays for the football team, they're supposed to wear their jerseys. And then for like 3 Fridays in a row, they're all wearing Stone Cold Steve Austin 316 shirts.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. See,
the next week they're wearing DX shirts.
DX, exactly. Like the influence.
And then they're wearing NWO shirts. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is the football. These are the popular kids.
The popular kids, right?
Like,
exactly.
What's going on?
Right. Like you're just like us. Like you're like me. Wait, hold on. Let's talk about wrestling now.
You're in now. You're in now.
You're in. That's it. You know? Exactly. Throw it up Wolfpack style. Exactly. Yeah.
Man. It's so funny how certain things bring people together. And like what Ritt said before and what you said, Desean, how you wouldn't normally maybe click with somebody or connect with somebody, but wrestling was that thing when it became universal. And then, like we said, like everybody started to like it. It was that galvanizing thing that brought people together. Everybody could just kind of, like you said before, forget about what was happening, and you could just get completely immersed and lost in what was going on here. And you would live vicariously through some of these characters. And that is the beauty of what it was. It was the person who says, I'm not going to be subservient to people. I'm going to rebel, F you and this and that. And it didn't necessarily have to be your boss. It could have been somebody else, but it symbolized something. Or, if you always wanted to walk around a little bit more cocky, you associate yourself with DX. If you were more of a brooding type of person or whatever, you had the NWO, but everyone associates himself with something. So, question for you.
Okay.
Who did you, if you had to pick one person, one person you're going to show out, you're walking in homeroom, you bust those glass doors open, who are you representing on the t-shirt?
Oh, man, that was Triple H, man.
Oh.
That was Triple H. That was my guy, man. That was my guy. That was my dude, man. Like, it was funny. It was just like, again, even back then, like he was a cool bad guy to me, when he turned his back on DX, it's just like, well, hey man, you got to do what you got to do to get to the top sometime. And it was just, again, just watching his character evolve into what it was. It was just awesome. Now, yeah. So yeah, no, I'd definitely be rocking a Triple H shirt.
Man, just to think about how much of our wardrobe, Ritster, was actually comprised of wrestling shirts, and Desean, this, you will keep these. Like at the end of the day, you may purge stuff, you may get rid of stuff like, okay, looks a little worn out or whatever like that. But I mean, I had a Wolfpack shirt, and I remember at one point, my now wife was like, what is this? We probably should Goodwill this. And I said, you better watch your mouth. I said, you better not touch that. Do you hear me, honey?
How dare you?
You want a ring? You want the prize? Then you better never touch that fabric again.
Oh,
and
man.
You would have thought it was the Shroud of Turin. You would have thought Jesus himself was on that shirt. But I told her, you are not too sweet. And of course, she thought I was about the weirdest son of a bitch she's ever met in her life for not wanting to put a deodorant stains under the arms. Like, this thing has been worn way too many times. And I mean, I look like I'm in my second trimester at times, but it was stretched out. But it's like, no, that's part of who you are.
Yeah.
And those are memories that you will never forget, no matter how long or how old you get.
No, absolutely. Like, even those ones that, like, again, are faded. They're like in a bin somewhere, like, so I could go back and just look at this stuff. Like, man, like these are the guys I used to watch. Like, again, when I get older, tell my kid, like, all right, look, this who this person was, and things like that, and just pass that on later on in life. But no, I agree. Like, you can't get rid of those shirts, man. It's who you are. It's exactly who you are. It's a part of you.
And it's amazing because, like, most places, you never think of, oh, I can buy a shirt there. But this is when Walmart was picking up, like, hey, we're selling WWE merchandise, and they're selling out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you, I never would have thought in a million years that we would have sat and had, like, wrestling stuff in Walmart.
No, not at all. But, I mean, hey, we were spending money all the time there getting that merchandise, right?
Oh, my gosh. But here's the funny thing. Everything in life comes full circle. You are now that person.
Yeah.
You are now that person who people are going to wear your merch, and you are an influential individual in the wrestling industry, and you've been doing this, and you have fans. Let me ask you this. I know it's humbling when you said, to get the fans and get to meet them and interact, but how crazy is that this thing has come full circle? And to know at any given day, Tony Khan could call you up and say, boom, we want you, or NXT or Ring of Honor, anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is your moment right there. You rightfully deserve, because you've been kicking ass and taking names. And it's got to feel like, wow, everything that I invested into it now is coming to fruition.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. I mean, it's surreal. It's surreal. I mean, again, sometimes I'm still in awe at the opportunities I've been getting thus far. I mean, sharing a ring with Matt Cardona, Davey Richards, guys that, again, I've watched, Bobby Fish. Again, it's just like, man, like this me of all people, like this is me. And it's just like, you know what, I have to stop and take a step back and go, yeah, it is you. Take this opportunity and run with it. Don't think that you are less deserving of this opportunity. You work hard, you constantly work hard, you're consistently working hard. Go ahead and, as the saying goes, go get your flowers, as the kids are saying. And I'm getting them. I'm getting ready to grasp them, every last one of them.
Some of the interviews we've done this week with people that are going to be a part of this huge, amazing show, which, by the way, we cannot plug this enough. You need to go. If you hear my voice and you're watching this stream, you need to go. If you are within 3, 4, 5 hours driving, you need to be there, okay? Yeah. It's going to be a weekend. You need to get your butt there. It's going to be the best event, bar none, that you are going to have a chance to see. You're going to see the hottest talent right now on PPW. You're going to see people coming from all different promotions to interact with PPW, because PPW, let's be honest, is the place to be. It is destination number one. So, Desean, when it comes with all of that is being said right now, do you feel any inherent pressures when it comes to big moments and big matches like this? Or do you feel like, nope, bring it on?
It's a combination of both. It's definitely a combination of both. Especially once I'm standing behind that curtain, I'm ready, because I know what's on the opposite side, opportunity. And of course, you don't want to drop the ball. That's the first thing you get in your head. You're like, man, am I really deserving of this spot right now? Am I really deserving of being here? But once I get in that ring and that bell rings, I'm like, I look around, I go, yeah, I'm definitely deserving of this. I'm definitely, wanting and deserving of being here. And I just rock it every single time. I mean, that's not, that's confidence talking right now. Like, and confident in the abilities that I've honed over the past, almost 15 years doing this. And I've just been doing it, man.
So being in the game for as long as you have been, you've seen a lot, you've traveled the world, you've been in the ring with some of the top stars in the world. When you see younger talent right now, and you see them and they excel at such a young age. I mean, let's throw an Encore out there, for example, who we are all marks for him. What is some of your feelings when you see a younger guy and you say, wow, this guy or gal, they get it. They not only get it, but they are so gifted. Do you pull them aside and do you talk to them, or do they seek you out? Kind of how does that relationship work within the locker room of PPW?
It's definitely a combination of the both. Like, I'll reach out to them, and I'll, offer some words of advice to them, and they're always very thankful. Or a couple of the times they'll seek me out. They'll pull me aside. Hey, did you watch the match? Yes, I did. Okay, listen, this was great. X, Y, and Z. That was great. However, why don't we go this way instead of this way? And then, like, when I'm explaining it, they'll see the little light bulb go off. Like, oh, okay, wow, cool. And then, which is really cool, is when you see them implemented in their next performance. And then you look at it and go, and then they get the reaction that you were telling them they were going to get. And you're like, hey, did I tell you? Or did I tell you, But it's always cool. That's the one thing I enjoy, seeing the younger generation just do their thing. It's awesome. There's a lot of kids out there that are just killing it, like an Encore. Like, he's going to be phenomenal. He's going to be in the Twilight Zone, bar none, like within the next year or so. I'm calling you. He's got it. He's got it. And there's a few other people that I feel that way, that I've been watching, and it's awesome. It's always great to see the next generation. It's awesome just watching them do their thing and just handle their business. And I'm rooting for you. The Prince is rooting for all of y'all.
Well, Desean, you have your eye on a lot of them, but can you name a few you wouldn't mind stepping in the ring with to show them that you're still the Prince and that's your ring?
Man, there's so many. One of them is definitely Marcus Mathers. I definitely want to give him a run. He's been killing it. He's been doing his thing. I like what he's about. I'm drawing blanks here. You put me on the spot. You know.
Bro Keller, the closer, Joey Martinez.
You know what?
You know?
Yeah, I mean, bro, I've tussled with Bro one time before, and he's awesome too. I would definitely love to tussle with him one more time. There's a lot of young kids in that locker room, and it gets around that I would love to just work with, and just work with. Then,
what about now? I love throwing this name out there because he's kind of got my eye. The No Limits Championship holder, Rembrandt.
Ooh.
I like Rembrandt. I like what he's about. Can't really get a read on him, but I think that's his thing. He doesn't want you to get a read on him. I mean, the guy's been working hard. I mean, so for him to get his first championship reign and championship win, I say good on him. Just be ready to defend it at all costs. Now that you're a champion, you got to work 10 times harder. You got to train 10 times harder, and you got to be 20 times more focused, because you never know, somebody like myself might want to take that championship from him. So he's got to be ready.
Guys, joining us right now is Desean Pratt, one of the hottest stars in wrestling, and he's going to be featured at PPW's 8th anniversary show. It is the be-all, end-all. It's going to be huge. He's going to be taking on a major star in one of the most profiled matches on the entire card. He's going to be taking on Bobby Fish from the Undisputed Era. This is something that I'm so excited about. I've watched so many of your matches on YouTube, and I love your charisma and your personality. Your in-ring work is spot on. I think you can go with just about anybody out there, whether it's high flyer or grappling or area assault, no pun intended. But I think Bobby's definitely going to have his hands full. So when it comes to this big event, what are some things that you do differently preparing for a match? Or do you just pretty much the week leading up do the same thing?
It's the same thing, you got to go in with a clear head, especially with a match like this. You have to block out everything, because at this point in time, this match is the only thing that matters. A win over Bobby Fish, man, that could shoot me to the Twilight Zone. But even then too, like, I can't even worry about that. I gotta beat him first, so, and I gotta come in focused. So, it's just a clear head all the way up until Saturday night, until, even I'm in that building, focused, that bell rings. It's go time. It's go time.
Man, Desean, I gotta get this small pun out here. So I think maybe what Freeland's saying, this is a throwback 10 years ago, that he might be hypnotized by your wrestling performance. If you get it, you get it.
If you know, you know. If you don't, you might want to do some research.
And you can't teach that.
No, you cannot. Absolutely not.
So, like I said, we're coming up to the big show this Saturday night. Right now, joining us is Desean Pratt. Guys, please give me and Ritster a huge favor and get yourself some tickets. Go over to ppwwrestling.com. It's so easy. The website is very easy to navigate. Go ahead and click on the shop button. After you do that, you click on a good picture of my buddy, the Blue Meanie, and go ahead and put in your quantity of tickets. Go ahead and pull out your credit card. Put your information in. I'm telling you right now, listen to my words. There will be no tickets if you wait. Do not be one of those people. It is Tuesday night right now. The show's Saturday. If you think, oh, we'll get our tickets Thursday night, we'll get our tickets Friday night, you won't get tickets. It's not a maybe you won't get tickets. You won't get tickets. Right now, we've been told that they are going fast, and because you guys are listeners right now, please, by all means, get your tickets now. Heed my warning. This card is loaded from top to bottom. There's going to be an amazing fan fest that you can be a part of as well. Ritster, formerly known as Buddy Murphy, our main guy, he's going to be doing a 3-hour seminar even before Fan Fest starts. If you had a chance to be a part of that and were to grab your tickets, because I think right now that's sold out.
Freeland, does it look like I am any shape to get in the ring with Buddy Matthews?
I wasn't saying you particularly.
Well, you were looking at that.
Do you think I could get in there? No.
Well, you got a little more cushion, a little more padding to take that bump than I do.
Okay. I got a little more to get my ass handed to me? No, thank you. But guess what? You have a chance to go ahead and see great wrestling matches. So if you have missed out on the big seminar that's going to be held, at least get the Fan Fest. Ritster, what's happening at this Fan Fest? Who can they see? What's happening? What's the whole 9 yards?
Hey, you can go to an exclusive Fan Fest. You can go get autographs. It's the package deal.
The package.
Anybody and everybody that's on the card is in that deal, including my good friend Desean Pratt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you want to get autographs? They're pictures, autographs. Good Lord, Mercedes Martinez, Ace Austin, Casey Navarro, Enzo, Cass, Alpha Jr. Oh my goodness, the list goes on, and Desean Pratt.
Well, that's what I'm saying right now. If you want to get autographs, pictures taken with Desean Pratt, I'm telling you right now, do not wait. Do not wait. This Fan Fest is very underpriced. But the thing is with PPW, they want to make sure everyone has an opportunity, and they want to make sure everyone has expendable income to be able to spend on this type of thing and for people to interact with the stars they see. Deshaun's going to give you an amazing experience because he's a great human being and he's a great wrestler. So why would you wait? Go to ppwwrestling.com, click on shop. You're going to be able to go on over, get yourself the fan experience, put your credit card information in, pay for it, be done right now, because you're going to leave that event not only speechless from the matches you saw, Desean Pratt and Bobby Fish, but you're going to have an official Desean Pratt. Have him sign the poster from the event. Get your picture taken. Be the person on social media that all your friends say, well, what did you do last weekend? Yeah, I got to see this match. Be that person. Don't be a geek. Okay? I'm saying it. Don't be a geek. Get your tickets now.
Desean, I've got a question to ask.
This is not the question.
No. This is the question.
Oh, for the love of God.
Desean,
Okay.
I'm not a part of this.
You never are.
No, I'm not. I'm absent.
He's always against this, Desean. It's okay. We stick together. Hot tub time machine.
Hot tub time machine, okay?
Okay, you can go back into wrestling history to any match you want to. Take one person out and put yourself in that match.
Okay.
What match would it be?
And why? Why do I feel like there's going to be shattering glass involved?
No, believe it or not, it would actually be SummerSlam 92. I would this is tough. I would take out British Bulldog and put myself in with Bret Hart.
Wembley Stadium, that was electric.
We have never gotten that response before. That, my friend, is a fantastic answer.
That is by far my favorite match of all time.
Wow.
I even remember when I rented Blockbuster. Let's let that hang for a second. Blockbuster.
Wait, who?
Exactly what? No
Okay,
silence for Blockbuster.
Hold on. Don't even tell me it was a VHS tape.
It was
Deshaun.
a VHS tape.
Oh, my
It was a
God.
VHS tape. And it was like the whole event was cool. Just seeing Wembley Stadium and just in that capacity was just amazing. But I remember just sitting down, just watching it. But it was just that match, that Intercontinental Championship match between British Bulldog and Bret Hart. That was just it for me. I think I watched that match before I took that tape back. I think I may have watched that match a total of 10 times.
Wow.
it was just like, even then, like not knowing what I was feeling, I felt that electricity coming off the screen when I was watching that match. I felt the drama, especially when, Bulldog's wife is out there adding to the drama, which was like, I felt for her. You got the two, the family, they're fighting, and it was really, really cool. It was really cool. Like that one, that will always be my favorite match ever.
Wow.
Ever.
Excellent choice. We've heard so many other ones. We hear a lot of Steamboat Savage is what we hear a lot.
Yeah.
We hear a lot of Rock Hogan because of just the flashbulb moment with all of that happening.
Yeah.
What's a couple other ones we've heard, Ritt?
Don't forget one of my recently favorite, Dan Barry, the Hogan Andre. He said he would take Hogan out, put himself in, get beat up for 10 minutes, body slam, leg drop, go home. You guys have money rolling in.
You're a millionaire 10 times over.
Can you imagine that you're in the ring? It's the most high profile match. You're headlining WrestleMania. Desean, this very well could be you very soon. You're headlining WrestleMania. You're in there, and you just look around and you just say to yourself, "This is going to be a good match." But you know what? I am never again going to have to buy cheap bread at the grocery store because, man,
Exactly.
I'm getting the Wonder Bread now, baby.
Get the Wonder Bread, man. Exactly.
We're going to slap extra mayonnaise and cheese on. That's going to be amazing to know that you're doing something and you're making money at what you love to do. Very few people in this world ever are able to pursue their passion or pursue their dreams and make it happen. And Desean, I want to tell you this, no jokes whatsoever. I have tremendous amount of respect for you because of your convictions, the fact that you saw something through, and no one can ever take that away from you no matter what happens from here on out. However, I do feel like things are going to be amazing for you in the future, my friend. I'm so excited to see what the next chapter is.
Thank you so much. I'm excited too. I'm just as excited.
Well, guys, don't forget, I said this before, I'm a broken record. I'm going to be like your dad. Go to ppwwrestling.com. Get your tickets right now. Do not delay. FanFest, Desean Pratt, you're going to be able to get pictures, selfies, get things autographed. If you wear a shirt, maybe Desean will even sign your shirt as well, so you can go ahead and hang that in your room. There are things that you are going to experience at this event that you will never get a chance to do again. So get your tickets. It's going to be huge.
I'm going to throw this out here because I'm going to try to get it done and get it accomplished. One of our brand new front row material shirts, I'm going to try to get the entire PPW roster to sign it.
Oh, wow.
And then I seen Mikey Whipwreck tweet something out earlier. I'm going to get the whole PPW locker room to try to sign it. And then I'm going to auction it off. And it's going to go to the charity for Daphne.
That's wonderful.
Beautiful.
I sit there and that thought was going through my mind, how FRM pod could do something. I seen Mikey tweet that out, and I'm like, I've got to sit there and do something. So I'm going to donate a shirt, get it autographed, and then auction it off.
The thing about all of this, you guys, is that we have a lot of interaction. We love it. We get excited in this conversation, but the one thing we have to keep in mind is these people, including yourself, Sean, you put your body through so much for our happiness. And we have to remember that with all of that comes a consequence. And sometimes they are very, very long lasting. Guys, support wrestlers. But more than anything else, if you get a chance to shake their hand, tell them thank you for what they do for you, because they're living out their dream, but they are providing memories for you. And like I said, they're putting their body on the line because they love it. Just remember that they're dedicating their life to a profession that makes you smile. So respect that, respect them, and always make sure you shake hands and you say thank you. Wow, we were having this great conversation. All of a sudden, we got very serious. Man. But Desean, I'm so excited for you, dude. Like, I'm really pumped up.
Thank you.
Well, Desean, where can everybody find you, reach out to you on social media?
Yeah, I mean, you can hit me up on my Instagram. It's at Desean Pratt. The Prince of Camden, Desean Pratt. You can find me on Facebook too. I'm very, very sociable on those two mostly. That you can find me. Find me on my Instagram. Find me on my Facebook. Shoot me a message. I respond back. I like talking to the fans. I mean, you guys make me who I am. Without you guys, I am not here. I do not exist. My dream doesn't exist. So thank you guys, all of you guys for supporting us and what we do.
Is there any chance we could twist your arm and bring you back and we can talk more wrestling and talk about everything that made us happy throughout the years and just kind of go down memory lane again?
Man, you twisted my arm. I'm going to have to say, yeah, you twisted very well. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's the one and only wrestling move I know. It's an arm bar.
You're good at it.
And 9 times out of 10, he goes the arm bar and it keeps you in there until you give him a free shirt.
Oh,
wow. Wow. Already? Wow. You know what, Desean? Great talking to you, my friend.
Yes,
good
sir.
luck
Thank
on Saturday night, which I know you don't need our luck because you're just that damn good. Give Bobby Fish hell, and we'll talk to you down the road, my friend.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night.
We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Wow. That was fun.
Yeah.
God, that was fun.
I love interviews like that where you're not playing 50 questions. It's just one of the guys.
It just rolls. And for me, his energy level and his excitement, he just has the charisma. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I don't know. It's just it would be fun just to hang out with him. I wish I would have went to high school with him. I wish I would have been able to meet people like that back in the day that enjoyed it and loved it as much as Desean did, because I didn't have that. We had some people, but to know that there are people out there that loved it to that extent, it puts a smile on your face and it makes you feel like, you know what? It's pretty cool. Wrestling is pretty damn awesome because what it does for all of us.
Yeah, definitely. And interacting with Desean after the show and seeing him, I sat back, I told him, go ahead, do his thing, because he had fans coming up to him and he took time with each and every fan. I was probably waiting there 10, 15 minutes, but hey, he's doing him.
Yeah.
I had all the time in the world to sit there and talk to him. And to take time out with each person, to talk to him and make them feel special, because like Desean said, without them, he has no job.
Right.
This shows how much heart that man has.
No, I agree with you completely. It's just, I don't know. People have often asked me, why do you like wrestling so much? Because it's the people. You can love their gimmick and you can love what they do in the ring and be mesmerized by it. But what takes your fanhood to the next level is finding out that they're cool as shit and they're a lot of fun to talk to and they're down to earth and they don't have this larger than life ego about themselves, and that you find a connection. For example, I got a chance to go see Abyss in an independent show. And I then got to go have dinner with him afterwards. Because one of my good friends, Ben Harris, his brother is Wildcat Chris Harris. And Wildcat Chris Harris was on a show with Abyss. And we had front row seats. And Abyss came out back in the day in just the monster at the bum, 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 bum. And it was holy crap. And then at the end of it, they said, hey, Freeland, get in the ring with Abyss. And I'm thinking, okay. So I got in there with him and could not have been cooler of a guy. And he was like, hey, man, how's it going? I said, pretty good. He goes, you going to come out to eat with all of us? Yeah, I'd love to.
Oh, we're talking food. Let's go.
That's right. And I got to meet him and his wife. And I don't know, there's just people that when you meet them, you get to see the humanistic side of them, like Desean. And it's it just makes you want to pull for people even more. So very cool.
Well, guys, we're going to sit there and take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, let's talk AEW All Out.
I'm ready.
Everyone knows a lot of things can change in the span of 10 years. When it comes to professional wrestling podcasting, one thing is still guaranteed. The Shining Wizards is the only place to get all the latest wrestling news, interviews with the greatest guests, and of course, tons of laughs in discussing the world of wrestling. The show is still available on Monday nights at 7 p.m. East on rantdmradio.com and Rant Entertainment Media on the TuneIn app. And it's still available on all podcasting platforms. To check us out, head over to shiningwizards.com, where it's still wrestling talk and talk about wrestling.
Welcome back. It is Tuesday night. It is Front Row Material and Future Stars Now. I can't even really talk. There's so much carbonation in these things. Holy cow.
Freeland, did we not talk about those before?
Yeah, we did, and I forget who told me. I don't know if it was Babyface who said it, or somebody was telling me that it's like rat poison. Or were you the one that was telling me you can't drink these?
I can't. Not anymore.
But wait a minute. You don't need to use these because what does the Ritt drink?
Oh, I drink Zoas.
I was ready to set you up for.
Oh, that was a one-time thing, and that was just for our guest that week.
Are you freaking serious? One-time shot? You told me you liked.
Oh, I liked them.
You texted me. You're like, "Hey, are you gonna feel the?"
No.
Bag. No.
That was a one-time thing. The only reason I did it is because of the guest. I'm addicted to my good friend Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
You're a schmo. Get out of here. Oh, jeez. Zoas?
Yes.
Oh,
they are an energy drink that is fantastic, and it's all natural.
Are you all natural? Are you getting into that more healthy thing, like the low sugar, low carb, no high fructose corn syrup, no bullshit preservatives? I don't know.
Trying to. Horse
hormones or whatever the hell they put in food these days.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to have to put a comment up here on the board. What? Oh, we both were doing it at the same time. Hey, stop it. What is Zoa? So, our good friend Leham, a.k.a. Vince Russo Jr., a.k.a. Fozzie Jr., not the bear, the band. So can somebody tell us what exactly is Zoa? Tell the world what Zoa is. Leham. Tell them what Zoa is, my friend. What? Can you hear me?
Who are we talking to?
I'm talking to you. Tell everybody what Zoa. Who else would I be talking to?
Talk. No.
I just said, tell everybody exactly what Zoa is. You said it's an energy drink. It's your good buddy Dwayne. Oh.
This is for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take a moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
So that's Zoa. It's the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson string. So how did you come across Zoa? That's a better question. How did you first find it?
Oh, well, actually, when I was down in Bmore.
That's fantastic. Actually, the answer is no one cares how you found it. So at the end of the day, if you're looking for an energy drink, I highly recommend Red Bull. Right there. It's the only drink that's going to be able to keep you going all night long. All right, I'll bring him back in. All right, Cue Ball, tell us what's going on with the Zoa.
Oh, hey, I got a better shot of getting Zoa sponsorship than you do of a Red Bull sponsorship.
You're trying to... Let's just clear this up here really quickly. You're saying you have a better shot at getting a Zoa sponsorship than Red Bull.
Correct.
Oh, hey, look, Leham is wanting to speak again, so let's see what Leham has to say. He says, Red Bull tastes like shit, Freeland. Yep, you would know about it because that's what you choose. Oh, who said this? Okay, so Babyface. Babyface is in the room. There he is. He said it's like drinking battery acid. That's the person who said it was like drinking battery acid. Oh, my God. Oh, so here is Leham. He's back. He says Red Bull tastes like effing cough syrup. No, it doesn't. It's fantastic. Okay, how many people in the room right now drink Monster? Monster energy drink. Who drinks that?
I used to.
You used to drink that.
Yes.
Why do you not drink Monster drink energy anymore?
Because of the all-natural ingredients in Zoa.
Well, aren't you just a big adult right now? Because of the all-natural ingredients? My God. What is this, a commercial for like organic applesauce or something? Jeez, Pete. I don't believe you.
And if you want to really legitimately talk about sponsorships, Maverick Graphics
is Maverick Graphics,
an official sponsor of Front Row Material. And they're the ones that made this shirt for us.
Let's go ahead, lean back again, and every time you lean back to show that shirt, you somehow start like stroking yourself. I don't know if yeah.
You know, it's a great shirt. Get a hold of me, DM me. Man. _the_ Ritt on Twitter. DM me. DM Mike Freland.
DM me as well.
DM Front Row Material on Twitter.
This is true. By the way, who helped us with that graphic, by the way?
That was Little Psychopath, and I want to sit there and say I hope I don't get him wrong. I'm thinking it's Mitchie Blaze.
Well, let's go with Little Psychopath right now, because Little Psychopath is just too sweet. She's awesome. I love it. Does incredible work. Please support her. Go on to Twitter. Follow her as well. It is such an incredible person. She's such an incredible person. Mitchie, yes. Mitchie Blaze as well. Go ahead and support Mitchie as well, because if it wasn't for that combination right there, we would not have the shirt.
And Liam, I hate to tell you, if you got a free one coming, I don't know, it's got to be an unauthorized one.
I was gonna say you're getting a bootleg version. You want a bootleg version?
Yeah, bootleg version's an iron-on version, isn't it, Freeland?
Wow, I can't even believe you just did that.
Hey,
why would you? No, hold on. Let's talk about this for a second. It was not a bootleg version. It was the first ever before Goofball 1 and Goofball 2 had them. I had it. Me. By the way, if you want to talk about shirts, let's talk about this one right here. Moondog Greg Murray, resident pro wrestler on the show. Moondog Greg Murray. Do yourself a favor and go ahead and DM Moondog. Tell him Front Row Material sent you. You can get yourself an amazing Moondog Murray shirt. They are available. He will give you all the information on how you can go ahead and get yourself one. But Moondog, we love you. We can't wait for you to come back. We know you're doing great things and repping out the merch.
Yeah, that shirt looks sharp.
It does look sharp, and it's great quality. It's got great color on it. I always get a lot of people who ask me when I wear my wrestling stuff, wow, where did you get that? And I always make sure that I tell people where I got the shirt to plug the people. I wear my Shining Wizards shirt. Obviously, I plug Shining Wizards. My man, Too Sweet, Mikey, I always plug his stuff. I always plug Moondog. It's all about sharing the love with people. And you know what? Do us a favor. Show some love to the Ritt, myself. Get yourself an official, newly updated Front Row Material. Lean back again. Lean back again for the kids. Show them what they got right there. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Nice. Look at that. It's got the original logo right there, Jerry and Mikey. It's got Front Row Material, but you know what? At the section of Swanson and Rittner, it's Ritter and Freeland.
Yeah, I can't wait. And Freeland?
Yeah?
Speaking of your great shirts.
Yes.
I remember there was a 3-week hiatus, a big buildup of a package. And I believe the episode is called The Eagle Has Landed. What about those shirts?
I still have those shirts.
But I don't ever see you wearing them.
I wear them all the time. The wife can even confirm it. The merch whore order.
Yes.
I have the red and black merch whore order shirts. And on the back it says for free. And it is the coolest thing in the world. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yes, the Eagles landed episode, merch whore order.
Friday. You've got to wear those.
All right, I'll wear it.
I
Done
can't
deal.
wait.
I will. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this for a second here, because I know a lot of people are very curious about this. The big news in the wrestling world, this past weekend, AEW had their all-out pay-per-view in Chicago. It was huge. Obviously, CM Punk came back. He wrestled a fantastic match against Darby Allin. Could have gone either way. Punk goes over on top. But what Punk did after the match was over, it was kind of the Warrior Hogan handshake. Mutual respect was shown both ways. The Stinger was in the ring. I think Darby took his game to the next level, that he could still go with a guy like Punk, who for so many years was the guy. And I think at this point in time, Darby Allin has such a cult following right now that I feel like his popularity and his success in AEW is just going to continue to rise. What's your thoughts on Darby Allin?
Man, there was a moment, right, that I was a little worried for Darby when Punk went and slingshotted him into the turnbuckle, and when he went and did a spin and went through the ropes and then out to the outside.
Right.
He hit hard.
He did. Did he cut his ribs or cut his forehead or something?
It looked like part of his head hit part of the post as he went down.
Right.
And man, that there was ridiculous. Like,
a little scary on that side.
Yeah. But man, Darby Allin, he just went in everything, a little throwback that people were saying on Twitter of the 1-2-3 kid Bret Hart.
Bret Hart. Yep.
Man, I loved playing the homage to, the greats that come before you.
Right.
And man, it was a slow storytelling build throughout the whole match.
I liked it a lot. I really, really liked it.
The only thing that I didn't like in the whole match was why Sting came back out at the end. In my opinion, it should have just been those two at the handshake, unless you're going to get ready to build something.
Right. Well, the only thing I can think of is Sting is, he's mentoring Darby, right? And he's seconding Darby to the ring, and he's there for him. And Darby's obviously been a huge Sting fan. And they have that parallel thing going with each other right now of being this man of darkness type of deal, and very elusive and doesn't really say a whole lot. But when it comes to the ring, they definitely bring it. So in my opinion, I think that that's kind of why Sting was there. I don't feel like it necessarily took away anything from the match or the post-match, but I definitely can see where other fans might say, well, wait a minute, it didn't need to happen exactly that way. But did you see the post pay-per-view, what they call the media scrum? They air that live on YouTube.
I've seen parts of it, and I get upset because I'm like, Freeland, why the hell aren't you there?
Why are we not there? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask Mr. Jerry Lynn tomorrow night if from here on out, Front Row Material, his home show, can somehow get a chance to be part of the media scrum.
Hey, if not, can we at least have Kate Hensler throw her Fightful dick around for us a little bit?
Maybe we can. Maybe we can get a little stroke around here. Who knows? No pun intended. Yeah, like the media scrum itself, like there was like maybe a handful of people from different, wrestling outlets, websites, newsletters, whatever you want to call it. But I hate to say this, but not all the questions were all that great. Like when you think about it, did you think about your question before you asked it, or were you just fanboying out? And I don't want to say everybody did that, but there was a fair amount of some of these questions that were kind of like, okay, dude, you didn't really need to go there. So,
yeah, and man, you get one question, one shot,
one opportunity to seize everything you've ever wanted. Oh,
exactly. Sorry. And man, if I was there, CM Punk, hot tub time machine. That's what I'd hit him with. I'd hit him with it right off the bat.
Wow.
Hey,
Drop the mic. The media scrum ends after the hot tub time machine question is asked. At that point in time, it's over.
I just want to look two things. One, would they actually answer it? And two, the look on their face when they're like, wait, who let this guy in?
Hey, but you would definitely make history there, because that would be probably a very, very insightful question that would lead to so much fodder in conversations on Twitter and Facebook.
Hey, we got to sit there and we got to get Jerry to hook us up.
Uncle Jerry, you got to help us out here. We're your kids.
Another match that I was awed in.
Mm-hmm.
MJF Chris Jericho.
Really, really freaking good.
Like, I was talking to you about it. MJF, as soon as he hurt that back,
yes,
he sold that back to a T. And where is that in wrestling nowadays?
It's not. A lot of people don't really stick to that.
As soon as you heard a part, oh, never mind. I got to sit there and shake it off, work it off. No, MJF sold that back. Like the agony when him and Jericho were on the top rope, and everybody thought it was going to be the Hurricanrana, and then MJF does a little sit down powerbomb type thing, and he just let out a scream as soon as he hit. It was
a great move, but like his selling distracted me more than anything else, because for the next 30 to 45 seconds, him writhing and screaming and like was so freaking good. So good.
Man, I love that. And then the ending, man, having the second ref out there be like, oh, hey, his foot was on the rope. Oh, wait, it was on the rope the whole time, because the ref was so concentrated on the shoulders, never glanced over. And then they restarted the match, and then the crowd went, bonkers. And then Jericho gets the win.
Now,
man,
Ritzer, let me ask you this question. So before the pay-per-view, you and I were having a conversation, and I pitched this to you. I said Jericho goes over. You said Jericho doesn't. You said MJF is going to go over, right? So we were on opposite sides.
Correct.
But I said, here's why I feel that way. I feel like Wardlow's going to come out. When Wardlow comes out, he's going to be getting verbally berated by MJF if he did or didn't do something. And then Wardlow was going to be the one who said, enough's enough, and that he would have been the deciding factor. That's what would have got Jericho the 1, 2, 3. And when I saw Wardlow coming down that ramp, I said to myself, this is poetry in motion. This is going to happen. I mean, unfortunately, Jake Hager, you call him Jack Hager sometimes. And you know what I think of? I think of Hager pants. Anyway, Jake Hager comes down and they start brawling. And I'm like, okay, maybe he'll knock Hager out and then he'll make his way to the ring. Didn't happen. It is what it is. But once again, Jericho lives to fight another day. All of the inner circle comes out. Big old celebratory thing. Jericho rides off into the sunset. He is thwarted his biggest nemesis, MJF, and all's well.
Mitchie sit there and says just what I did. And he liked how it looked like he was going to get away with it. I thought he was going to get away with it.
Yeah, but that could have definitely opened up the whole storyline of, wait a minute, we're going to have to go to the footage. Do you remember when Sting and Hogan fought at Starrcade? Hogan got the 3 count. That was not a fast count, by the way, because when I was working with David Penzer, we actually talked to Nick Patrick, and there was a lot of confusion that night because Hogan was saying stuff to Patrick, and then the WCW people were saying stuff to Nick Patrick. It was a straight 3 count, but remember they went back to the footage, and J.J. Dillon said, well, the tape's locked up, the executive committee's looking at it. But that in itself led to a storyline of, was it fast? Was it not? Was his foot on the rope? Was it not? Is he gone? Is he not? It could have left everything in limbo. However, Aubrey Edwards, I'm thinking, who was the other referee on the outside?
I don't know his name. I only know Aubrey's off the top of my head, and
I'm just trying to think of who it was.
man,
I don't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, you're right. I too thought for a second that he was going to get away with it, but it ended really, really well. And I think that's going to be the end of the MJF Chris Jericho thing, and we'll take it from there.
Mitchie's saying probably Remsburg.
I don't think it was Mitch Remsburg. No.
No.
Or Bryce, I should say. I want to say it was somebody else.
Yeah, it was the taller one.
I'll figure this out.
But
I don't want to be a schmo here and not get it right. Continue. What's another match on the card you really liked?
Statlander and the Doctor.
Yes.
Man, those two ladies tore the house down.
It was really, really good. I mean, Chris Statlander, if you're not super familiar with her and all you know is her work in AEW, then you need to check out the stuff that she has done in AAW, because the stuff she's done there is amazing. And the stuff she's done on the independent circuit is amazing. And I think, Ritt, you would agree with me on this. That's why seeing people and being able to go onto a YouTube or I'm trying to name what is the name of the professional wrestling channel that you can subscribe to? I think it's like $9.99 a month.
IWTV.
IWTV. And you can go through these matches and you can go through these other promotions, pay-per-views, and you can watch some of these things. Chris Statlander is an absolute star, but the Doctor, the good Doctor, holds on to the championship. How long do you think, in your opinion, that Britt's going to hold on to this?
Oh, she's got another couple months in her at least. I do not see, and we'll talk about this, coming up next, but I do not see Soho taking it from her.
I don't think they're not gonna give it to Ruby immediately. And I think the reason they're not going to give it to her immediately is because when you think about the entire women's roster and everybody who's paid their dues and who has been there, Serena Deeb will be coming back at a certain point. I love Serena Deeb. Love Serena Deeb. In my opinion, she should be right up there. Thunder Rosa, I could have swore she was going to win that. I love Thunder Rosa.
I was so disappointed when my pick Jade got eliminated because you seen she was eliminating people left and right.
Do you think that she is, and this may sound kind of ridiculous to say because it's so early in her career, would you say she's AEW's version of Charlotte Flair? Or could become? She just has that presence about her. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, don't sit there and take this the wrong way. Because I've said this on Twitter recently this week. She is possibly the version of Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
But Britt Baker, in my opinion, is better than Charlotte Flair.
By the way, it was Paul Turner.
Okay.
Is the correct answer. Paul Turner.
But yeah, I think Dr. Britt Baker, her gimmick, her wrestling, her charisma is a lot better than Charlotte.
I see. That's where I'm going to have to disagree with you. I think, how can you go against Charlotte? And here's why. Charlotte's promos, I think, are better. I think Charlotte's promos are better. I think Charlotte's in-ring is better as well. I think Britt does need work. I think Britt could get better, but I find it hard right now, if we're just comparing those two ladies, to say Britt is better. I'm an AEW person 100%, but I mean, it's Charlotte Flair, and I get it. People are sick and tired of, Charlotte won. She won her 97th championship. I know that gets old after a while because it doesn't seem like it's exciting anymore when the same repetitive thing keeps happening over and over. But Charlotte there's something different about her. She walks, she talks, the the crassness she has when she speaks on the mic, the way she can cut her opponents down. She's just really, really good.
Okay, I got two things. One, when Charlotte was off, she was just off.
Yeah.
She wasn't doing anything.
Right.
Britt, when she was hurt, she made herself even more relevant. So she has that where she can make herself more relevant. But look at the amount of talent Charlotte has to make Charlotte look a lot better. She has the Becky Lynches, the Baileys, the Sashas. I will put the lights out match, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, up against any Charlotte match you can pick. And Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker is a better match.
Let's throw it to the chat. What does the chat have to say? Do you agree with the Ritt? Do you think the Ritt is correct in this? You said there was a poll. There was a poll that we could use on this thing. Is it in our tools somewhere?
We have to use access. We have to have access to Twitter.
We're going to have to whip the poll out.
Twitch.
Yeah,
we have to have access to Twitch.
Whip your poll out so we can go ahead and we can start figuring these things out. I love Charlotte versus What's Her Nuts. I love that right there. You're killing me with specifics here. Ronda Rousey. I'm not a Ronda Rousey fan whatsoever, folks. I think Ronda Rousey she's a product of a marketing machine than she is actually a pro wrestler. Yeah, she can grapple and she can fight and she could probably kick everybody's ass. That's not the point. The point that I'm trying to say is I don't know how you're going to go against Charlotte. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know.
Hey, I got Canadian on my side. Britt versus Thunder Rosa.
All right. Right now, everybody's jumping on Ritt's bandwagon here. How many Charlotte people? Just type Charlotte into the chat. What do you got here?
If Charlotte is way too long for you to type, just type in Britt. Britt.
Oh, Travis Bohab, my good buddy. I'm more entertained by Britt these days, but Charlotte is the better talent in my opinion. You know what, Travis? This Boham's for you. All right. That's all I got. It's not a great pun, but so let's talk about another match that we had on the card. I want to talk about this one because this one bothers me, actually. I actually feel bothered by this. Like, it was awkward. The Big Show, Paul White, versus the fake Dwayne Johnson. When you watch this guy wrestle, can somebody please honestly tell me he does not look like he's imitating The Rock? Please tell me if you agree. He looks like he's imitating The Rock from the way he pulls back with his punches, with his moves. The dude is...
Even the boots.
Everything. If Dolph Ziggler is trying to impersonate Shawn Michaels, which I think we can all agree that's as blatantly obvious as it gets. I'm telling you right now, it seems like he's impersonating The Rock with his moves. Am I right? Am I wrong? Whose thoughts? Who's with me on this one?
Absolutely correct. My good friend Liam Savage says QT is a good wrestler, but boring as fuck.
You know what I love about Liam Savage? He doesn't hold back anything at all. I bet right now he's still in his garage with that big pile of boxes behind him right now.
And
what is he going to do? Does he even recycle? Does he even attempt to make this earth a better place? I don't know.
But, man, if you think – I thought they were setting something up personally. And I've told you before on the podcast and personally.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they were setting up Anthony Ogogo and Big Show. Paul White.
Oh, well, okay, Jim Ross. Do you realize Jim Ross called him Big Show? Do you realize that Jim Ross called Ruby Soho Ruby Riot? And there was a third one.
Well, what did he do? Call Bryan Danielson Daniel Bryan?
No, I think he got that one right. God, what was it? There was something else on the pay-per-view that was just like, what? Anyway, so let's go. Let's see what Mitchie Blaze has to say. What's Mitchie Blaze have to say? I think of QT as Charlie from 2.5 Men. Excellent comment. Might even be the comment of the night. I don't appreciate being called a dipshit. So you know what? Go fold your boxes. You need to watch your mouth. So where is this one? Got Noof, which we all know is the ass man. He says the Big Show needs to retire. Let's talk about Big Show for a second, okay? Paul White, whatever you want to call him, the Giant. Why was he dressed up like MVP circa 2005 with a wetsuit that has zipper on it? All I'm going to say is this. Wear the black trunks like you did before with the black boots, okay? If you need to go with that Ultimate Warrior, that Warrior getup, just go with the black singlet. Go with the normal Big Show outfit. You don't need to go with this freaking weird-looking surfer dude or whatever.
And, man, Paul White's ripped now. Like, why aren't you showing that off? He's dropped a lot of weight.
He's dropped a lot of weight.
He's toned up, and he's jacked now.
Pull up a picture of Paul White from All Out while we're talking here. I want to show people what I'm talking about. And I don't know if anybody has seen the pay-per-view. I saw and I was like, what is this? Like, this is what, his first match back? Yeah. And I have no idea what the hell he's doing. I have no idea why he's dressed the way he's dressed. And then the Nick Camarado, which I like Nick Camarado, but he's the furry Ultimate Warrior. It's like Ritt's face all over his body. No offense, Ritt, but I'm just saying he's a furry version of the Ultimate Warrior with the tassels and all. I don't understand all that.
It was so disappointing how they went and had one guy. Of course, yes, he's a monster. He's the world's largest athlete. But you took away all of QT and his whole group's stigma.
Yeah.
And bam, gone.
So who was out there? It was Aaron Solo was out there. Nick Camarado was out there. And obviously what? QT.
Yeah.
Oh, for the love of God, I can't take this. What the hell is that? Is that a picture that everybody was?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. Like, can you blow that up a little bit?
I had tried.
God. And I like Big Show, but that just looks ridiculous. And what's with the circle in the middle? What's with the circle? And these straps, what is this? Like who?
It's horrible.
Black trunks, black singlet, black boots, KISS, keep it simple. Stupid.
Oh, Mitchie Blaze says, we want Captain Insano.
Yeah. What movie was that? Was that Waterboy?
That's Waterboy.
Yes.
How old are you, boy? 10? 11? I'm 36. Oh, great. I love that part.
Such a great movie. Great movie. But yeah, that match to me just wasn't that great. What's another match that kind of stood out to you that was kind of interesting?
Oh, man. We were talking about this in the private chat. Lucha Brothers, Young Bucks, steel cage match. I loved it. Then, even though you and I were talking, we both agreed Lucha Brothers was going to win.
Correct. It's time.
There was several points in that match where I started second guessing myself. I was like, wait a minute. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not going over. And that is the type of match that I love when I know what's going to win. I know the outcome. But, man, all of a sudden you start second guessing yourself. That's a match. That's storytelling. That was amazing.
I'd like to know what Leham has to say about this one.
You do not want to know what he has to say.
No, I really want to know what Leham has to say. I want to know what Box Cutter thinks.
He was blowing up, disrespecting that match, and he didn't even watch it.
You're disrespecting it, and you haven't even watched the match. I tell you what. What do you think you are? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Learn it.
Couple of haters.
Couple of haters. What do we got here? Couple of haters.
Couple of haters.
Huh? What a schmo! I tell you what. He gives Canada a bad name.
It's a good thing we have people like the Butt up there.
God bless ass man. I tell you what.
But hey, what other match?
I would step in the line of a doctor's finger and take a proctology exam for the ass man.
Wow.
You know how they say I'd step in, take a bullet for somebody?
Yeah, but
I'm not going that far. But you know what? For the ass man, I'd do it. You're
just trying to get in good with him to try to be his stunt double in one of his new movies he's coming out.
Oh, that's right. He's going to be starring in a 3-picture deal with Renegade. Wow. FRM's #1 Canadian. You are damn right. And you can't teach that.
Bada boom. Realest Canadian in the room. How you doing?
How you doing? That's what I love. Man.
But,
so what's another match? Give me another. The tag match. Let's finish the tag match.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
I liked the tag match, but I could see where people might not have liked it. And here's why. A lot of flippy dippy. Not everybody's into the flippy dippy, if you know what I mean. Not everyone's into that. Okay? So I understand it from that perspective. I loved it because there was good storytelling, the ripping of the mask, trying to expose them, making fun of them. The changing of the shoes, and then the shoe that had all the thumbtacks in it. What was your thoughts on that?
I loved it. That just shows a little aspect of the Young Bucks, how they value their shoes. And Super Kick Party, just turn it up a little. They wanted to do something different that
right.
They haven't done in other match against them. And those thumbtacks were, wow, man. As you can see, they did some damage.
They did some damage to Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix. So Mitchie Blaze says, what was your favorite spot from the tag match? So if you had to pick, Ritt, what would you say was your favorite spot? Not your dog spot, not my liver spot.
I wouldn't say my favorite spot because there was a couple. But I would just say the overall having me in disbelief of, are the Lucha Brothers actually going to win?
Right.
Because every time I thought they should have got the pinfall, they kicked out. Then the Bucks hit them. Man, it was just the whole chain of events and sequences.
I loved it when Ray Phoenix went to the top. I was wondering if anybody was going to go to the top, and
if anybody was going to,
it would be Ray Phoenix.
Yes.
I loved it. That was my favorite part, if that answers the question.
The crossbody, and he even hit Pentagon.
Yep.
But you want to talk, we're going to go from flippy dippy, as you say.
Flippy dippy.
Let's go to hard hitting.
Hard hitting. Yeah.
Miro.
Yes.
And Eddie Kingston.
Loved that match. That match might have been the one that surprised the most, because I think with how Miro's been running through people, I think a lot of people thought that maybe Miro might have ran through Eddie. And it might have lasted a little bit longer, but that Eddie would have not gotten as much offense in as he did. But Eddie came this close to pulling it off. And
did you see the blood welts on Miro's chest from Eddie Kingston chopping him?
I didn't see the blood welts, but I knew he chopped the hell out of him.
Oh my goodness. They went and did a close-up, and you seen purple, blue, and black on his chest where the handprints were.
Let me ask you this. Mitchie says that he thinks Eddie should take the belt in New York at the Arthur Ashe. Do you think they would do a rematch and put the belt on Eddie? Because, I mean, the man is over as hell right now. Do you think they would put it on him, or do you think they're going to keep it with Miro?
I say next man up. And Eddie Kingston's, he's got all of it. He's got the mic skills. He's got the heart. He got somebody that can get the views for TNT. And I love how Tony Khan says the TNT Championship's not a secondary title.
Right.
it's just as important. And I love that aspect, WWE, I always thought the Intercontinental title was supposed to set up the next champion coming. But no, they always, since mid-90s on, make that a secondary title, but it's not. It's supposed to be just as important.
Well, what does the title make the man or the man make the title? That's the big question right there. Where does it really fall into? Oh my gosh. Jack the Game Lord. Here we go. Hello, Jim Cornette 2.0. Liam Savage. Oh, here we go with the corny stuff. Yep.
Liam Savage, 1998.
1998. He should change it from 1970. Liam.
But another one that was hard hitting was Moxley's match.
John Moxley. Yes. You know what? And I feel bad because as much as I watch wrestling, I don't know much about his opponent. I don't know that much about the opponent.
Yeah. For me, well, why would you have them on back to back?
That's true.
Like, you just seen those two brawl it out.
Yes.
And then you're going to
space it out. Give a popcorn match.
Then you put them right in there.
I know.
The women's battle royal could have been nice in there.
The women's battle royal, in my opinion, is one of the best matches on the whole card.
Yes. And there was so much action.
So many stories were being told in the women's battle royal. But getting back to the Moxley thing really quick. The Moxley match, I thought was fine. I think it was pretty predictable that Moxley was going to get the win. And then I know a lot of Japanese wrestling fans are going to shit all over me on this one. I am ready for the flood of the Rhea. The guy with the weird haircut that came out at the end. I've seen him before. Don't know much about him except for he's got a really weird haircut. And evidently he's this king of the ass kickers or whatever like that over there. And I guess they're going to fight in Cincinnati tomorrow night. So we'll see what happens.
Man, just watching some of his highlights and his career over in New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck is Desean Pratt thinking? Going over there to want to get hit by guys like him.
No, thank you.
Like, Suzuki is one of the hardest hitters I think I've ever seen.
See, I don't know anything about the guy. Know nothing about the guy. So, yeah.
Man.
Is it pronounced Minoru Suzuki? Minoru Suzuki?
Yes, Minoru.
Okay.
Yeah, and man, okay, if you want to think Vader, Dr. Dusty Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even read the comment and that came up. But if you want to think like Vader, Dr. Dusty Williams, like hard hitters.
Yep. Stan Hansen,
Meng. You know.
Dude, hold on. What did you call him? Meng?
Meng.
Ming.
It's M-E-N-G.
Ming.
That would be with an I.
No, it is silent.
Oh,
I'm a teacher. It's silent. It's Ming.
If it's silent, then it's M-G-Ng. I mean, M-G.
Wow.
M-N-G.
So it's just Meng. No, it's not. Ming is his name. It's not Meng. It's not Meng.
Okay, Haku. How's that sound?
That's fine. You can say Haku, but it's Ming.
But anyway.
Freland, the teacher, is wrong. Ming, M-I-N-G is the way it's pronounced. It's spelled M-E-N-G, but it's Ming, not Meng.
But
Good
anyways.
God. Get it together.
Compare them to the American Strong Style.
Okay.
He hits harder than all of them. And that's saying something.
Well, listen, Bo Rick's haircut or whatever you want to call him, I'm looking forward to seeing him. You know, Suzuki, whatever you want to call him, Honda. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching him wrestle. I don't know shit about this guy, okay? Like, I'm sorry. He's probably great. He's probably wonderful. Never heard of him in my life before. He looks old. That's all I'm going to say. He looks older than Ric Flair. That's all I'm going to say.
Let's take it to the professionals.
Yes.
Psychopath puts it up. Let's just say if those two would fight, Haku and Suzuki, would destroy each other, and I'm pretty sure Suzuki would mess him up.
Against Haku? Haku's been known to take people's eyes out in bars. He bit someone's nose off his face. Listen, Bo Ricks or whatever, I don't know if he's got some blind kid cutting his hair. Looks a little weird in my opinion. He looks like he should be hanging out in Shady Pines, if you know that reference right there, okay? Shady Pines, ma. I just, no, I'm not buying into this. I'll go back and watch his matches. I have no problem with that. I just don't see this guy being like, WTF, can't believe this guy's going to slaughter somebody. No.
Man.
I stand by it. Followed since I was a kid, Freeland. Yes, I am. Fight me. Okay, I'm going to look this guy up. How old is this guy?
Oh, he's in his 40s.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's been wrestling for years, Freeland. Decades.
He looks older than dirt.
He's been wrestling for decades.
Okay.
But while you're doing that, you're doing your homework, which should have been done prior to the show.
No, he's not in his 40s, dude. He's 53.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
And he's got a bad haircut. Is that haircut intentional? Like, that
Freeland,
looks like I literally, I would
cannot,
ask for my money back if I got a haircut.
Freeland, you
like
cannot
that.
make fun of a man's haircut.
Why?
Have you seen yours?
You know what? I don't appreciate this. Have you looked at this guy's haircut? That's not legit. That looks weird.
Hey,
that's just one man's opinion. His hair
first
looks
things
weird.
First.
Yes.
That's all intimidation tactic. Would you want to mess with someone that came up with you with that haircut?
I wouldn't talk to the man, period.
Okay, then.
53 years old.
Wait a minute. That's all it takes? Next week, I'm cutting my hair like him.
You're terrible. You're absolutely terrible. I'll go watch his matches. 53. Cool. All right.
Hey, tomorrow you're going to watch him live.
Yes, I am. I'm going to watch him live because I will be at AEW Dynamite. So. No, and I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm not really trying to bury the guy. I just don't know anything about the guy. I don't watch a lot of Japanese wrestling. I know some names. I'm just saying, if you don't know who this guy is and he just walks out, A, he looks old. B, he's got a shitty haircut. I have no idea. I'm like, whoa, who's this guy? Cool. Was he a vendor that like walked the wrong way to go pick up more trays of beer? Like, I have no idea. My God.
Wow, Freeland.
Whatever. Let's go to a commercial. I gotta have something else to drink. This is bull crap.
Oh man.
Let's go. Run a commercial. Bo Ricks. Whatever. It's so goofy.
Pennsylvania on Saturday, September 11th. PPW Wrestling turns 8, live from Signature Training Academy in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. Come see former WWE superstar Matthew Adams, a.k.a. Murphy, Undisputed Era's Bobby Fish, Enzo and Cass, Juventud Guerrera, Kona Reeves, Ace Austin, Mercedes Martinez, and much, much more. Tickets are on sale right now at ppwwrestling.com.
Man, thank goodness we finally got rid of the problem. So anyways, back to this guy. I don't know what Freeland's sitting there and seeing. You know, you'd think he'd do a little homework. He makes his students do the homework, but he doesn't want to do a little homework for his own show. Come on now. Be professional. Thank God we can't hear you.
John Moxley, I'm coming for you in Cincinnati. My God.
Man.
Marco! Haircut. Marco! Yeah. Really? Get out of here. Oh, my God. I can't believe this.
Are you done now?
Yeah. Whatever. We're done.
Let's get to the main event.
Let's get to the main event.
Man.
Kenny, by God, Omega, the greatest professional wrestler that's ever walked the face of God's green earth, taking on
the head of the Peep Show,
Christian
the
Cage.
Man from Canada, the man that over half of our listeners right now in the Twitch channel love and adore for being from Canada, Christian Cage.
Yeah, so is Kenny Omega. He's from Canada as well.
Yes, but he's Kenny Omega. Hold on. Canadians say Omega is overrated. Next up, F Omega. Okay.
Now all of a sudden we decide to bleep it after all of this that we've done. Now it's F Omega, and you put it on the screen on the comment box.
Hey.
John Moxley.
But well, what did you think about that match?
I think it proved that Christian is still very equipped to go with just about anybody in not only AEW but Impact as well. I think he's a great wrestler. I'm glad that they went ahead and put the Impact Championship on him. But I feel like, and I think a lot of people may agree with this, it was the only situation that they could go with at the time because they couldn't go with anybody else at this time. So basically he was a fill-in. You know what I mean? That was really all this was. Adam Page is going to take the belt off Kenny Omega. We all know that. It's just depending on when it's going to happen. But I thought it was kind of overkill with Christian and Kenny for the Impact title, and then Christian and Kenny again for the AEW champion. I just thought it was too much at one time.
Well, who else could they have put it in that?
You know, there's
on such short buildup.
I mean, on a short buildup, I think they could have given, and I know some people don't like it, but I think they could have given maybe a Brian Cage an opportunity. Brian Cage wasn't being used. I think they could use Brian Cage.
Lance Hoyt.
I love Lance Archer, and people shit on Lance Archer, and he's like really cool, and I've interviewed him before. He's really good. Could have given him a shot at it. I'm trying to think about who else would have been really good at putting in there with him.
Well, would you have given someone like a Sammy Guevara an opportunity?
Yeah, why not? Why not give Sammy Guevara an opportunity? I agree with that completely. But
wow.
Would you not?
No, I would love to see him get his opportunity.
I mean, Pac would be great, but we already saw Pac and Kenny Omega, and that's great. And I love Pac.
Could they have, if they would have known sooner?
Yeah.
Do you think they could have went and built up Andrade
for Kenny Omega?
And Kenny Omega.
Maybe. That would have been super short notice. I mean, what you could have done was you could have said, Kenny could have said, well, you know what? I'm not even booked on the card, but I want to come out here, and it could be one of those open challenge type of deals, right? And then for the longest time, no one's music plays, just the AEW graphic is going. And then right as he's about to get out of the ring, he and Don Callis say some schneid comment about the roster. Boom. Somebody comes out, and you could have had.
Oh, but man, you could have had, a little buildup. Heck, do you know how much of a pop they could have had? Cheap pop like it always is.
Yeah.
You could have played Ric Flair's song. The crowd could have popped. And, Omega could have said, Rick, maybe 20 years ago, you would have been a great opponent for me, but you're not there. And, Rick could have went and cut a promo. I'm not out here for me. I'm out here to tell you who your opponent is, my future son-in-law. And then Andrade comes out,
That's not a bad idea.
But that could have been a face turn for Andrade. I don't think they want that for him.
That's a hard thing to say. That's a really hard thing to say. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. They'd be playing off of what happened in AAA, which just happened a few weeks ago. That would have been fine. I don't know. I just feel like the Christian Cage thing was just too much. Would you agree it was too much?
Yes. But the only thing they had going for him, in my opinion, was, and they kept pushing it home, more than you push PPW tickets.
Hey, I push tickets, baby.
That he is the only one that had faced and beaten Kenny Omega in the past 18 months. So
I think you could have went with Cage. I think you could have went with Lance Archer, I think you could have went with Sammy Guevara. Even though with these guys, you probably would have had something built up a little bit longer. I do agree with you on that. The Andrade thing would have been cool if you would have mixed in Ric Flair. I get that. It would have played off of what had happened. I don't know. I still thought it was a good match, but it was just a filler match. I mean, because we knew nothing really was going to happen.
Yeah. So I guess, the payday for that was what happened after there.
Yeah, no, I mean, after the world title match, they did a swerve on us here because a lot of people were expecting Bryan Danielson to come out. And that did not exactly happen. It was Adam Cole came out, and I think that shocked a lot of people. And then,
man, when that entrance song hit, and I loved the graphics for him.
Yep.
And like I said, I was watching the pay-per-view with my son.
Mm-hmm.
And he loves Adam Cole, baby.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like when we went to NXT TakeOver, he loved him. And I read the shirt. And I looked over at him and I flat out said, he's a heel.
Yeah.
And Aiden looked at me like, wait, what? I'm like, he's gonna be a bad guy, watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he came out and then super kicked Jungle Boy, the shirt said it all.
Yep.
That he's part of the elite. So, man, the only good thing I see coming out of that is that they're going to somehow, from now till then, build up for the next Blood and Guts, where it will be Adam Cole and the Young Bucks taking on Omega, Gallows, and Anderson. I see that build up. It has to go that way. They have to split. That group's too big, too talented for everybody to get spotlight. Interesting
take on that. We'll have to see what happens if that actually comes to fruition. Overall, what do you give the pay-per-view as a whole?
9.5.
Yeah, it was really, really good. On a scale 1 to 10, everybody in the chat, what do you give it on a scale 1 to 10? Ritster gives it a 9.5. I definitely give it a 9. And once again, you can only vote if you've seen the pay-per-view. If you have not seen the pay-per-view and you just heard about the pay-per-view, I don't feel like you're truly getting 100% experience of what it was and what the crowd reaction was, because the crowd reaction was pretty hot.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So
Liam's saying a 7.
Liam's saying a 7.
A solid 7.
A solid 7.
Butts following right behind him.
He's following Lee Ham. Oh, Jack the Game Lord. What up, Jack? 9.5. Who's the guy who's still getting ice in the hotel?
Oh, man.
Who's the guy who's getting ice in the hotel room?
Jim McMahon.
Jim McMahon. We got a former NFL quarterback who's trolling our show. Yeah. Lee Ham. With a little bit of La Bacon.
Travis Bohabs says
Canadian bacon.
I give it it wasn't worth $55 to buy it after the last pay-per-view. Man, I don't buy pay-per-views. I don't. I paid my $49.99 to get this pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think these days it's not that unexpected to pay that kind of amount of money. Now, is it expensive? Depends. But what's the going rate if you don't have Peacock? What do you spend for a WWE pay-per-view? What are their prices?
I'm actually thinking about getting rid of Peacock.
How much you pay for it? $9.99, or you do the cheaper version?
$9.99.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about getting rid of that and picking up AMC Plus.
What's on AMC Plus?
I'm a huge Walking Dead guy.
So I love Walking Dead. I'm a Rick Grimes guy. It's about Rick Grimes. Would you agree? The show is Rick Grimes' story because we've never stopped talking about Rick Grimes.
Correct.
So I have not seen any of this season so far, so don't tell me anything. Did you hear that there's a spinoff with Daryl and Carol?
Daryl and Carol. They're doing Telltale series,
which is going to be the backstories of everybody who we've already lost.
Oh, it's going to be a lot. I am dying. I know this is a wrestling podcast. So, man, I would really love to be able to see how that group, the original group, got together. The Carol and her husband.
Yep.
You know, T-Dog, Daryl, Merle. How did that group get together in the first place?
How did they get there?
Because that was like our chat and our listeners. That's a hodgepodge of people just thrown together.
It is. What was the name of the girl, the blonde-haired girl who was there?
Andrea.
Andrea.
And her sister.
Andrea. Nice young lady.
Yes.
It's a good show. It's a good show. So are you happy with what you've seen so far? Don't give me any spoilers.
In case you can see back there,
oh,
I don't
God.
think you can. I've got the Walking Dead Compendium comic books.
Yeah.
I've got all the seasons. Man, I love it. I've probably been through it 8 times now. The whole series.
Leading up to where we are now.
Yes.
What do you think about all of the alleged Rick Grimes 3 spin-off movies, which have yet to actually even happen so far as production?
I can't wait.
Do you think too much time has passed?
No.
I don't know. I think you got to strike when the iron's hot.
No, I think they have a lot more to build up with Walking Dead World Beyond. I'm not sure if you watched that to get more involved in the CRM.
Is that another show?
Yes, that is it's only a 2-season show. You're gonna have to watch it.
Okay.
That builds up what the CRM's about. That's who took Rick.
Right.
And Jadis.
Right.
Then you got Fear of the Walking Dead. I love it. I love it even more that Morgan came over.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan was probably one of my favorite characters because Morgan doesn't die. And then, like, Walking Dead now is building up with the Commonwealth. And the whole Rick movies is going to end up being that huge war. CRM, Commonwealth, who's going to win?
We're not going to see any of the people from the TV show in the movie, are we?
Oh, yeah. Michonne's going to be in it. Jadis is going to be in it. You know, we're not even sure what other characters we're going to find in it.
Interesting.
Because we have to finish this season first.
Nice.
So,
for all of you who are not Walking Dead fans, we do apologize. Another thing that the Ritster and I have in common is we're both Walking Dead fans. And you know what? Even in the apocalypse, they can get haircuts.
Wow.
John the Moxley.
Well,
I love
Freland, this is another great episode in the books.
We had fun. It was a lot of fun. Yes, we did. The Ritster. Obviously, Saturday is going to be a big, big day with PPW. Once again, get your tickets over at ppwwrestling.com. Go ahead and click on shop. You can click on the blue meanie. Get your tickets and make sure you're there for the big event. We are so happy to be a part of it. We will be part of the red carpet. Obviously, the Ritster, Kate Hensler from Fightful will be there. I will be manning here back in the studio, a.k.a. my kitchen table. We're going to be talking to many people. We got the Fan Fest. We got people we're talking to that are going to be in the audience. We got all of that, and you can find it all here on our channel because we love you.
Yes. And Freland.
Yeah.
We're only 2 days into the red carpet week.
I know. This is crazy. We still have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, big interviews coming up with all the different stars that are going to be a part of the big event coming up on Saturday. So you're not going to want to miss it each and every night. Please tune into this channel. And if you know somebody who's a big wrestling fan, tell them, send them the link, tell them, go ahead and click on that follow. We would love to increase our audience.
Yes. So tomorrow night, we've got the No Limits champion, Rembrandt, with the lovely Cosmic. At 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, we have Project Mayhem.
Mayhem.
And these guys here are two great guys.
Very cool.
That do it for the love of the sport.
Yes, I agree 100%.
So, well, Freland.
Yes, sir.
It's been good knowing you.
It's been good. It's been real. It's been real good. But you know what's going to be better, Ritt? Tomorrow night, we keep it going.
Yes.
On Twitch/FRM Pod.
He is Mike Freland. I am the Ritt. See you guys tomorrow night.